Hello and welcome back to an all-new episode of the Couch Brotatopodcast. My name is Russ, and with me, as always, is my co-host Adam. Adam, how's it going, man?
It's going great. I'm actually, feeling a lot better. I was sick last week. We try to do this like normal. We try and do this, and something gets in the way. But feeling a lot better, and I'm ready to talk some movies.
Life finds a way.
It does.
And I don't know if that's a hint, but hey, do you want to tell them what we're doing today?
Oh, we are doing actually one of my favorite movies of all time. And I say one because it's tied with one other one, but we're doing Jurassic Park.
That's right. And this is actually the second time we are doing Jurassic Park. The first time I'd say we did it pretty early in the show. I think Lucas was still, I think me, you, and Lucas did it.
I think so.
But apparently I switched our podcast servers about 3 months ago, and they told me that we got hit with a copyright infringement hit from Universal. Those emails do not make it to me directly. They got to my spam folder. So I did not know that they were threatening to remove this episode if I didn't fix it. So I didn't know. And just randomly, I had someone ask me why we hadn't done Jurassic Park yet. And I told him flat out, like, that's a stupid question. We did Jurassic Park very early on the run. And he couldn't find it. So I searched for it, and it wasn't there. And it wasn't until my podcast server, I'm not going to name who they are, just because they do offer a lot of very awesome features that I don't pay for. So I won't bash them too much, but they have an icon, like a little bell, that lets you know when there's notifications, and I had like 16 of them, and I looked, there it is. Like, they actually removed 2 episodes from our catalog, but yeah, there was the one that's like, hey, you need to fix Jurassic Park, or let us know why you have, because we used a Jurassic Park theme. And I think it was in the beginning of the episode.
Yeah, it was the intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I looked, there was, hey, you need to remove this or fix it, and we won't take it down. If you don't fix it or don't dispute this, we're going to remove the episode. And then, yeah, there it is. Because they dinged our Star Wars Spectacular episode too, so that one's no longer there. But silver lining in that gives us an excuse to actually do Star Wars Episode 4, New Hope, sometime soon.
Yeah, and we should.
Yeah, we will. One. Maybe we'll just make it a 70s theme month.
I like it.
So for those of you that have listened to the Jurassic Park episode before, please stick around. We got all these new categories, so it gives you an opportunity to get some new fun facts and kind of a different spin on that old episode. But if you have not listened to Jurassic Park yet, hey, it's a brand new episode. I don't know if I ask you, I'm sure it probably involved you being super young, but first time seeing Jurassic Park.
I remember it like it was yesterday, and it's crazy because this movie came out in 1993. So definitely not yesterday. But I remember I was super young. I went to the drive-in theater with my parents and 2 sisters. And we watched, it was whatever cartoon was popular in 93. I can't even tell you what the first movie was.
Bible Goes West.
Something like that. I don't know. And the second movie was Jurassic Park. Being a kid that grew up in the 90s, I don't know. Maybe it's just little kids in general tend to like dinosaurs a whole lot, at least at one point in their childhood. You know, they want to go to the museum, see the dinosaur bones. They want to be a paleontologist when they're older or something like that, even though it is probably a really boring job to have. I don't know. I'm not a paleontologist. tell me how it is, paleontologists. But yeah, I remember it because I wanted to be a paleontologist. I wanted to like dig up dinosaur bones. I enjoyed playing with my dinosaur toys. I was a kid. I'm going to watch this dinosaur movie. My parents aren't going to, prevent me from seeing this. So uh, we were supposed to be asleep in the back of the van, and I was not. I stayed awake under the covers, watched the entire thing. Kind of scared me a little bit. I think I had nightmares for a little bit of T-Rex wanting to eat me, but it was a great time. Loved the movie. It was amazing seeing the dinosaurs on the screen looking so real, especially in '93. I didn't have any like frame of reference other than older like Godzilla movies. So that is what I had seen at the time. So it was a really huge leap in visuals. So it was really cool. It's like one of those experiences that you're not going to have again in a theater.
Right. I was same way. Like I was older than you at the time, but I remember I seen the trailers for this and I was super interested in it. And I think like there's only been a handful of movies that I've seen where I've just been in awe of what I've been seeing at like on the screen. And when the
Mhm.
T-Rex makes his appearance for the first time, like that was, it's like for me, like I'm a big music guy. So like I tend to listen to, when I'm listening to music of the artists I really like to listen to live albums because it kind of puts me back in that frame of mind when I've seen them live before.
Mhm.
And this kind of gave me that same feeling. It's like, shit, like they did it. Cause when I had heard that they were making a Jurassic Park movie, I was expecting it to be kind of along the lines of like the Ray Harryhausen type stuff where you've
Mhm.
got the stop animation type of dinosaurs, or maybe to a lesser extent like Godzilla, like a dude in a fucking suit stomping
Yeah.
miniatures, things like that. But man, like I was totally blown away by what I was seeing on the screen, and the fact it's such a rollicking adventure. It's probably, man, it's really tough, but it's right up there with Raiders of the Lost Ark as like just like the perfect action adventure movie.
Yeah. I know that we've talked about it before, especially when like we bring up Back to the Future, um, which we've done a podcast on, and you can listen to wherever you get your podcasts. Um,
7 minutes and
but
57 seconds in. Good job.
uh, to me, Jurassic Park is the perfect movie. It's good. Um, it's just really good. The story's good. The action is good. The set pieces are really cool. The visuals are amazing. They did great with the cinematography. Like it's good. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I like the perfect movie to me is like one that you can watch. And I don't know if I've given my
Mhm.
definition for it, may have when we did Back to the Future, but to me, the perfect movie is, you might have minor nitpicks, but for the most part,
Mhm.
you can't really find any faults with the story, with the visual effects, like the music, nothing. And like to me, it's like I'd say for me, I probably have 10. I would probably put in that category. And yeah, Jurassic Park definitely meets that.
Yeah, you can turn on the TV, and of course, this was more prevalent back when there was, when everybody had cable. But you turn on the TV, and if it was a movie that was showing on TV that night, didn't matter if there was commercials. You just sit down, watch it, have it on in the background, any point in the movie, and you're hooked.
Oh yeah, like if I catch this on TV, if it's the scene where Wayne Knight's character like is trying to figure out how to get out of the park. When
Mhm.
Nedry, I don't know why I drew a blank for a second. When Nedry's trying to get out of the park, it's pouring rain and he's like he can't see, then that Dilophosaurus comes out. If that's there, like fuck, I'm sitting here watching this. Like then I can go about
Yeah.
doing whatever I'm doing.
Mhm. Yeah.
When I was looking at Steven Spielberg's IMDb, I think this movie too is like kind of an interesting point in his career. I've always looked at Jurassic Park as like I kind of break Spielberg's career in half. Well,
Hmm.
actually, now you can split it into thirds, but I think the first half of his career, I've always looked at him as like the man child who gets to direct, like if like a kid was directing the movies that he wanted to direct. Because he does a
Yeah.
movie about aliens. Actually, does a couple movies about aliens, but then he does, the adventurer, the
Hmm.
archaeologist that's trying to find like cool treasure. He gets to do like, hey, I'm going to be friends with an alien. He maybe experiments a little bit with and more grown up fare with the color purple, but it's pretty much like if a kid was making movies and now he gets to make like a dinosaur movie.
Yeah.
And I think that like Jurassic Park is like, okay, like I've done everything that I've wanted to do in this realm because he follows this up with Schindler's List. And then he
Yeah.
starts making more adult oriented fare. Like he, does Amistad. He comes back with the Jurassic Park sequel after Schindler's List, and then he does Amistad. Then you're getting into Saving Private Ryan, Minority Report, and this second half of his career where he's doing more adult fare. I just thought that's kind of a
Hmm.
cool, like, end point to the first half of Spielberg's career.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Uh, Honestly, if I were a kid making movies, I'd make a movie about aliens, a movie about a shark, a movie about dinosaurs. Like that sounds exactly what he was
Yeah, I mean, he made a
doing, you know?
monster movie. He made an aliens invading movie. He did like the cool treasure hunter. He did,
Hmm.
hey, an alien is my best friend, and
Yeah.
then he did a dinosaur movie. Of course, I mean he had some other stuff
Yeah.
sprinkled in, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and now I think after the adult fair, now he's kind of like the aging director that's kind of just doing his own thing. Although this Disclosure Day is very, very interesting to me.
Oh yeah, I kind of like the ambiguity of the trailers. I love it when a trailer doesn't give it a lot away. It kind of adds the mystique of the movie. Sometimes it backfires and the movie's crap, but
Right.
I really hope that this one's really good.
I have hope. I mean, he hasn't really like even in this latter part of his career hasn't done like anything bad, but it's not like
Mm,
the highs of like the mid '90s and
yeah,
so
like Ready Player One was a movie. I watched it. It was a movie. I'm not gonna revisit it. You know.
loyal listener here in town will probably send me a very hateful text message about that comment because we ran a contest a long time ago where if you left a review of the show on um, Apple or Spotify, or you could even leave it on our Facebook page, we entered you into a contest and we let you pick the episode. Well, uh, he lost. The guy that did our friend Gage, who used to do the Knights of Degradation podcast, he left us a review, and we ended up doing Friday the 13th Part 2, I believe. And he left us a review. His selection would have been Ready Player One. Out of anything Spielberg done,
Mm, well,
but
out of all of the movies I've seen, it was one of them.
yeah.
And that is my review of that movie.
All right. Well, let's get into the categories, shall we? So, in
Yes.
case you've lived under a rock or you don't watch movies or you don't have a television set or anything, in case you're wondering what in the fuck Jurassic Park is all about, well, I'm going to tell you what it's all about. Wealthy businessman John Hammond invites paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant and paleobotanist Ellie Sadler, along with chaotician Dr. Ian Malcolm, to visit his theme park of cloned dinosaurs. After a power failure, the creatures run loose, putting everyone's lives in danger, including Hammond's grandchildren.
Or no expense.
He didn't, except for hiring a more trustworthy IT guy, but you know what? He should have hired
What?
you.
I was gonna say you got to pay your IT guys the right amount of money. You don't want them to be disgruntled. They hold all the keys.
But it makes me wonder, like, was Hammond a cheapskate? Or did Nedry have like a gambling problem? Did he have a sex addiction that he just couldn't? Was he on drugs? Like, because it seemed like he wasn't making enough.
Yeah, he definitely wasn't making enough, and he was really maybe he did have a behavioral problem. Like he was a slob, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm. I did not know this until doing research, but the photograph of the gentleman on his computer is Oppenheimer.
Oh yeah,
I never
yeah, it
knew that.
is.
I was like,
I
who's
always
that?
wondered who's the woman? I don't even know.
Oh, I don't know that either.
Yeah, on the zebra print blanket or whatever she's on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I never
Yeah,
knew that. I didn't know that was Oppenheimer. When I watched it again in
yeah.
preparation for the episode, I was like, man, he looks awful familiar. So I get to where if I've seen movies enough, I'll just
Mhm.
do my research while I'm watching the movie and just kind of dip into like,
Yeah.
oh, here's the scene where the
Mhm.
T-Rex shows up, or here's where the Raptors make their first appearance. But yeah, during the research, like, oh fuck, that's Dr. Robert Oppenheimer.
Yep.
Which I don't think is going to be coming to the Couch Potato podcast anytime soon. That might be like season 13.
Yeah. We don't do movies that new very often.
Right.
Plus,
Um,
it's like 3 hours long.
well, we've done it once or twice, and we might be doing it again
Yeah.
here soon. But I'll give you the deets on that later. Tail of the Tape, Jurassic Park is rated PG-13. It was released on June 11th, 1993. Stars Sam Neill, Laura Dern, Jeff Goldblum, Sir Richard Attenborough, Ariana Richards, Joseph Mazzello, and a bunch of people that you've probably seen in movies or television shows before, but I didn't think they were big
We have a
enough to.
category for that.
Yeah, I didn't think they were big enough to include in that little tidbit. Directed by, of course, Steven Spielberg. Rotten Tomatoes score 91% from critics and 91% from audiences. The critical consensus: Jurassic Park is a spectacle of special effects and lifelike animatronics, with some of Spielberg's best sequences of sustained awe and sheer terror since Jaws. Budget of $63 million has grossed $1.058 billion worldwide because it's been re-released a couple times. And as a matter of fact, during the pandemic, this movie came out, and I believe it was tracking in the top 5 of the box office for a few weeks.
That's crazy.
And I tell you, like
I mean, I would go see it again if it came out in theaters tomorrow. So,
oh, so would I. That was
yeah.
we went to the drive-ins a couple times during in 2020, but I remember we don't have drive-ins too close to us. I think the closest one to me is about 45 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
But for 2 weekends, they were running a double feature of Jurassic Park and Jaws. And I'm like,
That's
like,
perfect.
Did they read my mind on a double feature? Because that's like the best double feature that you could possibly put together.
Agreed. Oh man, that's great.
This did win 3 Academy Awards: Best Visual Effects, Best Sound, and Best Sound Editing at the 66th Annual Academy Awards. And in 2018, was selected for preservation in the National Film Registry by the Library of Congress. And right now, you can currently watch this on AMC Plus, which I was a little surprised that it wasn't on Peacock.
And that is a surprise.
Right. I mean, they've got the Jurassic World movies on there. Why don't you
Yeah.
have Jurassic Park?
You know,
Makes
the
no
good
sense.
one.
Right. Did you know? These are some fun facts and interesting tidbits about the production the behind the scenes making of Jurassic Park. There have been, I didn't write this down, but this is the first of a franchise of films, which they've done 7 now. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they did 2
Yeah.
and 3, then they did the Jurassic World series, and then they have the Rebirth that just came out over the summer.
Right.
Based on the 1990 novel by Michael Crichton, Universal Pictures paid him $2 million for the rights to his novel before it was even published. Actually, $1.5 million for the rights, and then they paid him $500,000 to write the initial script for it before a couple people came in and touched it up.
Hmm.
Did you ever read the book?
I own the book. I have a very nice leather bound copy of it's a double feature book. It's
I was
got
seriously
Jurassic
when you
Park,
said
Lost World.
when you said you owned a leather bound book, I was just waiting for your house reeks of rich mahogany.
I wish it did. Just so I could say that.
I used to buy I read the book after the movie, but I
Mhm.
remember my ninth grade English class, we had to, like, he took one day out of the week where we had to, like, the whole time, and I think it was just the fact so he could get some peace, but he made
Mhm.
it like one day out of the week where we just read a book, and then we had to submit a book report to him after we were done with our book. And I used to buy, he got so mad at me because I did nothing but buy like books that they turned into movies. And I'd already seen the movies. Like I did
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, and then I did The Firm, and then I did The Hunt for Red October. And then for The Hunt for October, he said, "Can you pick something original besides something you've seen in a movie?" Like,
No.
I didn't, because I got the Pelican Brief next, so suck on that. I thought this was super interesting. Warner Brothers, Columbia Pictures, which is now Sony Pictures, and 20th Century Fox all had interest in purchasing the rights to this. And as a matter of fact, they already had directors lined up if they
Hmm.
won the rights. Warner Brothers had Tim Burton lined up to direct this. Columbia had Richard Donner, and Fox had Joe Dante.
All of those would be very interesting takes of Jurassic Park. I think that they lucked out with Universal and Steven Spielberg, though.
Right.
Could you imagine a Tim Burton Jurassic Park?
I think that would have been a little too weird.
Whimsical. It would be
Yeah.
like a really scary version of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right. Now, reading that, I would have been interested in Dante's take on it, because Dante had a very
Yeah.
cool style. And of course, he did Gremlins and The
Mhm.
Howling and stuff like that. So he's he's dipped his toe into monster movies before. So
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
Richard Donner's just would have been like a straightforward, like, probably would have made a shit ton of money, but it wouldn't have had that Spielbergian touch that this one
Yeah.
has.
I
So,
agree.
um, Spielberg oversaw the post-production of this movie while he was in Poland filming Schindler's List.
Mhm.
He said in an interview that it was one of the hardest times in his life as a filmmaker, and it took such an emotional toll on him that his enthusiasm for Jurassic Park almost waned. He said that he needed to muster up the energy to do an hour a day just to comment on the dinosaur, like how they were making the dinosaurs, and just answer trivia questions from the special effects crew. And after that, he didn't make another movie till 1997.
I wouldn't either. Not after Schindler's List.
Right. Um, I thought this one was kind of a cool fact. James Cameron expressed an interest in making the movie, but the rights were sold before he could bid on them. He realized Spielberg was the best choice to direct this, as his version would have been aliens with dinosaurs, which he said wouldn't have been fair to kids who relate to dinosaurs. Which is true. I think
Yeah.
his version would have been a lot more violent. And this was at a time where he
Yeah.
actually made like
Agreed.
really cool movies before he started making fucking Avatar stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would have been a lot more violent. And one of the things that I liked about Steven Spielberg's directorial style of this movie is he was, at least in the behind the scenes that I've seen, he constantly would say, "This isn't a monster movie. They're just animals. It's an adventure movie. It's not a monster movie." And
Right.
I think it would have been a monster movie in another director's hands.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I mean, yeah, it's basically like, hey, these animals are just kind of reacting to their environment, and there's people that are fucking with
Yeah.
their ecosystem, so they're going to react in an appropriate
Hmm.
way. Sean Connery was offered the role of John Hammond based on his performance as Professor Henry Jones in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but he did turn it down.
Hmm.
Um, this one really piqued my interest when I read about this. Kurt Russell was offered the role of Dr. Alan Grant, but due to salary demands, could not accept the role. Harrison Ford, Richard Dreyfuss, and William Hurt were also considered before Sam Neill was cast 3 weeks before production began.
All right.
Damn, could you imagine fucking Jurassic Park with Kurt Russell and Sean Connery? Holy shit.
That would have been, man, that would have been wild.
But I think that Jurassic Park, it does something that now is like kind of like the formula from like summer blockbusters is this doesn't have like a marquee star making it.
Right.
The dinosaurs are the stars of the movie. And I mean, like,
Hmm.
Twister kind of like, I think reinforced that ideology like, hey, we don't need to pay Tom Cruise $20 million to do this. We can get Bill Paxton or Sam Neill for a quarter of that and just make the spectacle the star of the movie.
Hmm. Yeah. And that's not saying that Bill Paxton or Sam Neill are lesser actors. It's just,
Oh
you
no,
know, the
I'm
spectacle.
Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
That man could make does no wrong in my eyes. My favorite character actor of all time, I will say.
Hmm. But you're right. The spectacle of the movie is the visual effects, the scary thing in the movie. Uh, I think that was part of the allure of it. I don't know if you've watched. We actually talked about it on our last podcast with Steven. You can listen to that wherever you get your podcasts. But he was mentioning Jumanji and how he watched that movie and he thought that that movie was, great at the time. But now you watch it and the visual effects are awful.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one of the draws back then in the 90s was, the visual effects.
Right. And by the way, special effects in this one still fucking hold up.
They do, and I think it's because they hit their stride at this time where they combined practical effects with visual effects. I think that's the best way to go about it. I've mentioned it a lot of times, but it really is.
Robin Wright was offered the role of Ellie Sattler, but turned it down. Helen Hunt, Juliette Binoche, Julianne Moore, and Sandra Bullock all auditioned for the role as well. This was.
I think they.
Oh, God.
I was gonna say I think they did okay with Laura Dern. Robin Wright would have been kind of weird, but
Well, this is, yeah, like, but if she does Jurassic Park, does she turn around? Does she do Forrest Gump
right,
and
yeah,
become one of the great movie villains of all time? This was Sir Richard Attenborough's first movie that he acted in 14 years.
that's crazy. I remember like he looked old in this movie, but then you see the second movie and you're like, oh man,
Mm.
he need to retire, sir.
Joseph Mazzello auditioned for the role of Jack Banning in Spielberg's Hook. He didn't get cast, but Spielberg was so impressed with his audition that he cast him as Tim in this one.
Okay.
And I hate to end my fun facts on such a down note, but hopefully Adam comes through in the clutch and offers some more lighthearted stuff, but Steven Spielberg wanted Judith Barcy for the role of Lex. He'd previously worked with her on A Land Before Time. He was shocked to discover, unfortunately, that she had been murdered in 1988 by her own father.
Yes,
So obviously she was unavailable
I
for Jurassic Park.
Very unavailable.
Yeah. So
yeah, I remember reading that story not too long ago. Actually, that's really sad.
Yeah, I had no idea that it got that dark in the casting.
Yeah. All right. So I do
cheer
have
us
some
up
fun
a little
facts
bit.
for you. They are fun. I didn't write any of them down. I'm winging this right off the top of my nog, because this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Did you just watch Encino Man? Because I literally, it was on TV. I forget what channel it was on, but I was thoroughly tickled by a Pauly Shore double feature last week. It was Son-in-Law and Encino Man, his two best movies. And I sat and watched them off and on.
That's great. But I have a couple. We were talking about practical effects and CGI and how I thought they hit their stride in this movie. One of the practical effects in this movie is the animatronic T-Rex. There's a couple of scenes where you can tell it is an animatronic T-Rex. I believe the foot in the mud is actually an animatronic as well. It's its own separate one. But they shot that entire scene in the rain. And underneath is, electronic robot. And on the top is foam rubber. All of it's foam rubber. They just put a whole bunch of foam rubber on top of it. Kind of like Jabba the Hutt in Return of the Jedi. Foam rubber absorbs all of this rain, and it can't bear the weight of this rain. They calibrated the joints of this thing for just the weight of the foam rubber, and so this thing is hundreds of pounds heavier than it should be, and so it starts to shudder in the rain like it's freezing, and they have to towel this thing off every 5 minutes. They have to cut, towel it off, wait, and then reshoot every 5 minutes during the scene because the T-Rex is getting cold.
Damn. Okay.
It's actually getting heavy, but it looks like it's getting cold because it's shuddering in the rain. They actually had to have safety people on the set when this T-Rex was out because it was the actual size of a T-Rex. It's the real thing, like how tall it would be, how big it would be. And it could have killed someone if it went awry. So they had...
It did. It ate a guy sitting on the toilet.
Or it did, yeah.
I actually never seen Martin Gennaro in anything ever again after this movie. That's a lie. I seen him in Get Shorty, so...
There was a real T-Rex and it started eating people. Steven Spielberg just started the cameras. He was just there filming. It was all real. No.
It's a National Geographic documentary. And I'm getting some good stuff.
My second fun fact is still about the T-Rex. A little bit more about the book, but kind of about the movie because they use the same thing. But the artist that Michael Crichton got to do the T-Rex logo for the book actually drew the logo off of the skeleton that's at the New York City Natural History Museum. I think the name of the T-Rex is Sue. I think that's the name of the T-Rex they got there. They named it Sue. It's a female T-Rex. The reason why you can tell it's that T-Rex, one, because when he drew it, it's standing upright with a dragging tail. And more recently, paleontologists have figured out that would break the back of the T-Rex to try and hold its head up like that and drag its tail. It wasn't a tail dragger. It actually is more horizontal like it is in the Jurassic Park movie. But the logo is still the T-Rex standing straight up. And Another reason you can tell that it is the New York City dinosaur is because the nose, the hole for the nose is actually damaged, and that's specific to that T-Rex. So the T-Rex that you see as the logo is Sue from the New York Natural History Museum. My next fun fact is about the scene where they're getting away from the raptors after, Lex is like, oh, it's a Unix system. If you look really closely, you can actually see it on the raptor a little bit when he's like looking up. There's like this light on his face. It's actually coming from the drop-down ceiling. The drop-down ceiling has holes in it, like they're vented because they're in like this computer lab kind of thing. All of the holes are actually the letters inside of DNA. So you have your T and your R, and like it's just DNA kind of design to it. I thought that was pretty cool. One of those drop ceiling tiles falls off, and then you see Lex like dangling, and the raptor's like fighting at her feet. When they did that scene, they actually did it with a stunt double, and the stunt double looks up straight at the camera. And so one of the more revolutionary effects of 1993 was they erased the stunt double's face with CGI, replaced it with the actress, and that scene that you see where she looks up, it's actually a still image. It's not a 3D image. She's just going, as a still image. The next fun fact I have is about Dennis Nedry, and this is less of a fun fact than more of a oh my god, what did I just see kind of thing. It has a little bit to do with the movie, I guess, since he's only a character in this movie. But I was recently at the store and I saw a Jurassic Park toy. I think I actually texted you a picture of this, and it's Dennis Nedry on a motorbike with some kind of gun. It's like it's a toy gun that can shoot like an arrow or something like that. And then a raptor. This Dennis Nedry is the most ripped soldier guy that I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, why is this Dennis Nedry? Why did they do that? It doesn't make any sense.
If James Cameron would have directed Jurassic Park, that would have been played by Dolph Lundgren.
It looked more like Dolph Lundgren than it did Wayne Knight. I was so confused. Yeah, I thought that was goofy.
You should have just taken like a post-it note and wrote on like the toy, like, this isn't my Dennis Nedry.
Right. Nope. I'm going to need him to be slightly more overweight and a little bit more angry. Less heroic.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one of the less fun facts about this movie is that after this movie came out, people found out that paleontologists found out that T-Rex's vision wasn't based on eyesight or like on movement. Its eyesight was based on, like me and you today. So they would have been goners in this movie, unfortunately.
Well, hopefully not me and you, because we both wear corrective lenses.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Hopefully, well, you know what? Hopefully the T-Rex did need corrective lenses, and that was the reason why they survived in the movie. We're gonna chalk it up to that. Yeah.
Well, that might have been what John Hammond, like, when before he got the before he got the park up and operating, like, they had that giant like thing that they test your vision, and like, all right, like, close your right eye and read the letters at the third to the third row. It's your T-Rex roar, like, roar.
T-Rex eyesight exam. Awesome.
Hey, I'm just gonna forewarn you. I'm cruising on like 3 hours of sleep, so I'm probably gonna get a little slap happy. But
hey, we'll roll with it. It's fine. Next fun fact I have is about Phil Tippett. He was actually credited as the dinosaur handler in this movie. Good job, Phil. You just made it a bunch of people die. But no, for real though, Phil Tippett was actually the stop motion animator that was going to do the dinosaurs before they decided to CG the dinosaurs. And one of the best ad-libbed lines came from Phil Tippett. He was actually really afraid that he was going to be out of a job in Hollywood after this movie. Because that was his thing, was stop motion. But they ended up using his stop motion figures for 3D animatics to get the lighting right on the CG dinosaurs. So ended up being okay for him. But the ad-libbed line that came from him was that he was calling himself extinct. So in the movie, they actually have Ian Malcolm say, well, it looks like we're at, I think Sam Neill says like, oh, I think we're out of a job. And then Ian Malcolm's like, no, don't you mean extinct? So that came from Phil Tippett. Speaking of which, I'm pretty sure, didn't Ben Burt do the sounds for this movie?
Yes,
The
I
Star
believe
Wars
he did.
guy.
I'm going to.
Oh, he deserves that Oscar because the sounds were amazing. I think like the T-Rex was like a dolphin and a lion, and there's a bunch of other stuff too. It's crazy stuff.
See, I'm looking to see if he had done them. No, he did not.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
Mm-mm.
I thought it was Ben Burt. Still great sounds in the movie.
Won an
One
Oscar.
of yeah. My last fun fact is a little bit, nerdy. They were talking about how at the beginning of the movie they're talking about how they needed people to endorse the park because the park was facing lawsuits already because of the injuries and deaths and things like that. I believe in the book, the worker that gets attacked by the raptor at the beginning only loses his arm. I don't think that that he dies in the book, which, it's fine. I'm pretty sure the girl at the beginning of the second movie also dies in the book, but doesn't die in the movie.
Fun fact for you, I've seen every Jurassic Park movie at least twice, with the exception of Rebirth and Jurassic Park: The Lost World.
That's a lot of movie watching.
Well, I mean, just over time. I mean, like,
yeah, but
I introduced Jack to the Jurassic World series, so like he was really into that the Jurassic World movies for a while. So I would take him to see him in the movies, and then he'd naturally have to watch him again at home when we got him at home. But yeah, only seen the Lost World when I seen it in theaters. But another fun fact, that's my mom's favorite Jurassic Park movie. She likes it better than the original.
It's a good movie. It up until when it becomes a Godzilla movie, and then it's meh.
Right. I don't know what she was thinking with that. It's like, do I even know you? Oh, by the way, Gary Rydstrom did the sound for Jurassic Park.
Okay.
All right, so that's all you got?
She didn't drop the ball. Like, that's all I got. Yep.
The Martin Scorsese This Is Cinema Award for the best scene of the movie. I'm working on a new title for that too. I think the Martin Scorsese This Is Cinema. I tell them what that award's based off of, and like no one gets it. So I think I'm gonna change it.
I don't know why, but I mean, sure.
Speaking of Scorsese, real quick, he's in the
Mhm.
new Mandalorian and Grogu movie.
Is he?
Yeah, he got cast as like an alien in that. He's doing the voice.
Huh. I I don't know if it's a hot take or a unpopular opinion or what have you, but I have movie.
Uh, I'm
I don't
not.
know.
I'm not super pumped for it either. Like when the Super Bowl trailers came out, like that was
Mhm.
probably like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I
Like
have more interest to see the Mario movie.
uh mine was
You know.
the Adventures of Cliff Booth. Like that one was like that one made me sit up in my
Mm.
seat when I was watching. Like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's kind of like my wheelhouse. So,
Hmm.
um, lots of scenes to choose from. For the best scene of the movie. I mean, of course, you've got where uh they get to see the dinosaurs for the first time when they're taking the tour of the park, and of course, you get
Hmm.
Sam Neill fumbling with his to take his sunglasses off to see, and then he grabs Ellie's head and turns it, pretty much palms it like a basketball, gets her like to, hey, you need to focus on
Yeah.
this. Um,
Quit looking at that leaf and look at this. Yeah.
of course, you got the raptors chasing the kids in the kitchen, but I think for me, the best scene in the movie is the T-Rex, the fence shuts down and you get to see the T-Rex for the first time.
Mhm.
Because like I said
Yeah.
earlier, it's like, holy shit, they pulled off a T-Rex. And plus that scene is just still so terrifying. I mean, like he's literally trying to eat these kids inside that Jeep.
Yeah. Yeah. It is really terrifying. I actually really like the fact that you don't get to see the T-Rex at like while they're going on the tour.
Mm,
I like the fact that he made it so that you don't see any of the dinosaurs until you get to the sick Triceratops. It reminds me of Jaws because in Jaws you don't see the shark for a really long time till like I don't know, it's like half an hour, 40 minutes into the movie before you see the shark.
right. And I think them
And
like him coming out at night too makes that scene even
mhm,
scarier because you kind of you could have braced yourself a little bit better if you see like the leaves moving, things like that in the daytime, but at night
mhm,
you
yeah,
really is this the wind? Like I don't know what the fuck's coming out of here, and all of a sudden this gigantic fucking animal
mhm,
is just there.
yeah,
And it's like, oh shit, what do I do? Eh, And then when he lets out that roar, it's just like that put my sound system through the ringer a little bit. Like I heard the sound like the subwoofer rattling, and I have an Atmos sound bar, which doesn't replicate Atmos that well, but I mean, it still kind of filled the room when he roared. So,
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, that to me, that's the best sequence of the movie.
I think you're spot on that. That's actually what I had for mine. Um, the I had an honorable mention of the scene. Um, it was the kitchen scene with the raptors up until the end of the movie when the banner falls.
Hmm.
That sequence was really cool, but it doesn't hold a candle to the T-Rex scene. That scene is just so iconic. I really do like the scene where they see the Brachiosaurus for the first time. That just, I think that's when if you're kind of gauging it on the best scene in cinema history for the movie, that would be it. But the best scene of the movie has to be the T-Rex scene.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's like, I think the Sam Neill fumbling his sunglasses has kind of become like an internet meme. But yeah,
Yeah.
if I'm showing like if somebody like I mentioned Encino Man, if like fucking Link from Encino Man is like I dig him out of my backyard and he wants to learn about movies, and I put together like just a sizzle reel of like, hey, this is what you can do in movies, I would probably include the T-Rex. Although it could scare the shit out of me, it could end up tearing up my house, or worse, kill me.
It's
But
true. Yeah.
I'd still put that on there. It's a chance I have to take.
Right.
It's like, did you have to see this? I mean, like, I'm going to deal with the consequences, but man, they did this with computers. That thing right there. The Andy Dufresne "Get Busy Living" or "Get Busy Dying" award for the best or most quotable line of the movie. Lots to choose from here too, but I'm curious to
Oh,
find out what you had
gosh.
first.
Okay. So the obvious answer is Welcome to Jurassic Park. That's the obvious one.
Mm.
Or Life Finds a Way, and which I think is my pick for this. There are so many quotable lines in this movie that I just love. I'll throw out. You and I have worked together for a while, and we've been friends for a while. You know that I like to quote this movie. I'll throw out a quote every now and then, like "Spared no expense." That's one big pile of shit. Uh, oh, it's a Unix system. I know that. Like I use that all the time at work. Even though it's not a Unix system, that's what I'll say. It's like, oh, it's a Unix system. I know this. So there are so many good lines in this movie, but I'm going to have to give it to Life Finds a Way as my favorite line.
Well, yeah, I think when you said "spare no expense," first time when we first started working together, I was like, I think I'm gonna like that kid. I had "Welcome to Jurassic Park." I mean,
Yeah.
because I think for me, for anything, it's just the first time he says it, it leads right into the fucking John Williams score, which is, man, I don't know how he does it, but just
Yeah.
another fucking banger. Like that score's fucking incredible. But like the Jurassic Park theme, it just leads right into that. I'm like, fuck yeah, here we
Mm-hmm.
go. Even when I heard it, I've seen Jurassic Park fucking 30 times at least. Because I mean, I had the VHS copy when it went on sale. It was like, I bought the DVD, I bought the Blu-ray. If I eventually upgrade to a 4K system, that'd probably be the 4K, one of the first 4Ks I buy. But man, every time he says that, though, still fucking just stirs the emotions.
Yeah, it does. It's one of the best sounds that you hear in the new movies in Jurassic World is when they get to the park in the first Jurassic World movie, you hear those first four like French horn notes, and it's the Jurassic Park theme, and you're just like, yeah, all right. You
Yeah,
nostalgia baited me, but it worked. It just works.
right. Lot of Jeff Goldblum. Like he's got a shit ton of killer lines in this movie.
Yeah.
We'll get into hit Goldblum here in a minute because I'm just going to see if he qualifies for this.
Mhm.
But yeah, for me, it's the Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Welcome to Jurassic Park. Goldblum has some great lines though. Life finds a way. The weird laugh that he does in I count that as a line. That weird laugh that he does in the helicopter is just I mimic him every time I watch this movie.
Right.
That weird laugh. And then what do they got in there? King Kong. Don't you mean extinct? That's one big pile of shit. Like you are gonna wash your hands after that, aren't you? You do have dinosaurs in your dinosaur park, don't you?
Yeah. The Pirates of the Caribbean didn't try to eat the tourist. I like that one too.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's good. God creates man. Man destroys God. Or no, God creates dinosaurs. God destroys dinosaurs. God creates man. Man destroys God. Man creates dinosaurs. Dinosaurs eat man. Woman inherits the earth. Man. Or his whole like spiel on chaos theory, and then everybody jumps out of the car and he's talking to himself.
I have always had this, like, it's not really a theory because I mean, it pretty much is going to happen. If that park doesn't go haywire, I think he steals Dr. Sattler from Alan. Like, there's just no way. Like, she's looking at him. She totally wants to bang this dude.
Oh, 100%. As the kids say these days, the man has Riz.
Oh, Riz for days. Plus,
Yeah.
he was the start of like Well, you know what? Are we giving it to Welcome to Jurassic Park or Life Finds a Way?
We are.
Okay.
We are. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to bleed into the next category, the McLovin Award.
And I didn't have it queued up.
Never mind. We don't.
But we're going to play it anyways.
I am McLovin.
All right.
We do. We need it.
Okay. For the best or scene stealing performance, I'm giving this to Jeff Goldblum. I mean, I know he's in it a little too much, but the primary character of the movie is Dr. Alan Grant and the kids.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. I myself gave this to Muldoon, but I'm willing to give it to Ian Malcolm because Jeff Goldblum is just such a treasure in this movie.
Right. He's to me, he's the Han Solo of Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has the best
and
lines.
Then after he gets,
good.
Yeah, and he's got that whole like he's gonna steal the girl, right? But he's got that whole like sexy guy vibe after he gets attacked by the T-Rex and he has his shirt ripped open for the latter half of the movie.
Yeah, a scene so iconic that they made it a Funko Pop exclusive that they released on Valentine's Day, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
But I mean, like, it just I don't know. He's like the Han Solo movie. He kind of just does his own thing, but he also kind of sets like a new spin on the action hero. He's like kind of the nerdy action hero. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they did that a lot. They did that in he was in Independence Day. He was the nerdy action hero on that,
Yeah.
And then you got movies like Godzilla and stuff like that. The American one where you had the nerdy action hero guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, even Nicolas Cage in The Rock is kind of like that too. So, yeah, kind of sets like puts a new spin on the action star. But yeah, I mean, Goldblum is just fucking ripping in this movie, man. Like, he's like, when you watch it, like, you always look forward to like, all right, here's the scene where like, you know, like he's giving the attorney shit, or, you know, like, here's the scene where even when he's like in the, like they're escaping from the T-Rex when it's Muldoon and Ellie, they're like, they've got him in the back and he's like, drive faster.
Yeah. And then you see the that was such a good scene too, where the T-Rex is in the mirror. That's just like, yeah.
Yeah. I will never not like the objects are closer than they appear gag.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So great.
Yeah. We might be bending this just a little bit. But yeah, I think this has got to be Goldblum.
It's got to be Goldblum.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
100%.
It steals the movie from everybody. So,
yeah.
The Dean Winters, Who's That Guy award for the performer you've seen in something, but you don't know their name. I went with Miguel Sandoval. He plays Rustango, if I'm pronouncing that right. The guy at the beginning says Grant's a digger.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy's been in a shitload of stuff in the 90s. He was like the drug dealer.
He has.
He was like the head of the cartel in Clear and Present Danger. That's what I always know him as. And even when, like, I don't remember, like, when I seen Clear and Present Danger, which came out like a year later, I didn't even put two and two together. But whenever I watched Jurassic Park now, I was like, oh, there's the head of the cartel in Clear and Present Danger.
He went straight and became a paleontologist.
Right. He was also in Get Shorty, which is a movie that we need to do at some point.
Yes.
And then I guess apparently when I was looking up his IMDb, he was had a fairly substantial supporting role in that Patricia Arquette show Medium.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like a thing there for a hot minute. So that's my nominee.
Okay. I had Martin Ferrero as Gennaro, the lawyer.
That's another one.
He was in so many shows, but the thing that I recognize him the most from was Plane, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yep,
he was the second Yeah, he's the motel guy. But he's been in shows like Happy Days, Cheers, Moonlighting, like a whole bunch of shows from the 80s and 90s.
Also in Get Shorty,
And
too.
also in Get Shorty. He's in Heat. He's the construction clerk in Heat.
Oh, fuck, he is, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. So he was my nominee.
Okay. I'll give it to Martin Ferrero.
Okay.
I mean, both are great choices.
Just great. Yeah. This movie had a lot of good choices for the Dean Winters.
Right. Also, the guy that played the other IT tech in the movie smoked cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like that guy might be onto something.
Yeah, I think he might. His career might take off from Jurassic Park. Who knows?
He might become a motherfucking star. The most 1993 thing about this movie?
Interactive CD-ROM. It's a Unix system. Take your pick, man. The Jeeps, the Ford Explorers.
Yeah. I actually had, this was peak when like pop culture became obsessed with DNA.
Yeah.
When DNA became like a thing. Now it's just like, okay, whatever. But like in 93, like 92, 93, like it was like a big fucking deal. Like, oh, we can like DNA. And like it was everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. And it even spawned a cartoon character that is beloved.
Which I still to this day think that Microsoft lifted that character for that little paperclip icon that they had.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Clippy is the nerdy cousin of Mr. DNA for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, like the outdated, the antiquated computer systems. Yeah. Tons of, I mean, it doesn't affect the movie at all, but yeah, it dates it 93 a little bit.
I love how Nedry uses an Apple computer to control everything, but the one that Lex gets on is a Unix.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, come on, pick a lane. What are you going to use? Nobody was using Windows. That's for sure.
Yeah, another thing too is people that knew their shit about computers were called hackers.
Oh yeah. Everybody wanted to be called a hacker. It sounded cool.
Yeah, like a kind of a dirty term, and now it's just like,
yeah.
Like, yeah, you go from like, oh, you're a hacker because you show grandpa how to log on to AOL. The Indiana Jones that belongs in the museum award for the prop that you would most want for your collection. I'm kind of curious to hear what you would want. Can't take the dinosaurs.
So can't take the dinosaurs. That's perfectly fine. I have always wanted a 1992 Jeep Wrangler in sand beige. I've always wanted to get one and paint it like the Jurassic Park cars. So if I had the chance, either that or one of the electric ones, the Fords. But I know that I always go for the vehicles, but that would be really cool. If I had to pick something smaller, though, it would be the night vision goggles that Tim finds in the car.
Right. Actually, former coworker of ours actually had his Jeep painted in the Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
That's another thing that dates us to 93 too, is a lot of neon. And that's when neon. like neon was like a hot thing too.
Other than Ian Malcolm, who wore like jet black, he did have the glasses though, the like cool guy glasses from the 80s and early 90s that were polarized, but they were still prescription. Like usually from the 80s, you would find them like kind of a yellowy color, but he had the cool black ones because it went with this black outfit.
Yeah.
But um, all of the characters have like light pastel colors that they're wearing, like they're Power Rangers or something from the early 90s.
Yeah, like that. The neon in this is like just overkill.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
picked. I either wanted the raptor claw that Grant carries with him through a good chunk of the movie,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
or I want Muldoon's hat.
Oh, Muldoon's hat is
I've always
man,
loved those
that thing is a
Australian.
vibe.
Yeah, his whole
Yeah.
fucking attire is a vibe, and I've had this thing like for we're coming up on summer music festival season, and I typically attend. There's a big one in Columbus called Sonic Temple. It's a big rock and metal festival. I usually don't get into the whole like dressing up, but I've decided that I might try to do either just go full fucking dad mode, buy a pair of the New Balance, was it the 781s, those all white ones that I'm sure
Yeah.
Mark Dyer has
Yeah.
like a whole closet full of, with like knee-high tube socks and like khaki pants, and like wear like a tucked in polo shirt, or that
Yeah.
whole safari with the fucking curved bill hat and like the khaki brown shirt and
Yeah.
shorts with also knee-high socks and boots.
Yes. I completely agree. I feel like Muldoon is uh Crocodile Hunter before we actually get Crocodile Hunter.
Oh, I'm sure. Like
But
he was probably one of
he's
those guys that, uh, like he probably would be the guy that would get the exotic animals for like zoos.
yeah. Yep.
And he's probably got like in his like study, he's probably got like a lion head and a fucking gazelle head and all kinds of weird
Hmm.
animal shit. Like the room in Ace Ventura when nature calls.
Yeah. I don't know why. I'm always glued to the screen when he is looking at the raptor and he is moving super slow and he sets his hat down really, really slowly. And then he like opens up the stock on the gun really slowly and like hit. I don't know why. Every time I'm just like, it's really tense and I am glued to the screen.
Yeah, Muldoon was a fucking like an awesome character. Like I hated the first time I seen it, I kind of hated
Yeah.
seeing him get killed.
Yeah.
Did I ever tell
Although
you
he
when
does have a really good, we didn't even go over Clever Girl in our best lines of the movie,
he
but
also
Clever
yells,
Girl.
"Shooter,
Yeah, shoot.
shooter"? I don't know if I've ever told you a story. I probably have, but I spent a year of my life unemployed, couldn't find a job, but then I was on unemployment, so it kind of made it a little easier for me not to be super aggressive looking for a job. But um, one of the requirements that used to be in the state of Ohio was you had to uh, fill out 3 job applications a week, and then like call a number and tell them where you applied at. So I would
Mhm.
apply to like fast food restaurants. Just I had no desire to work in a fast food restaurant, and I always tried to make sure like I would put something on my application to where they wouldn't fucking hire me. Like, this dude's a loose cannon, he's dumb. I don't want him running my fucking grill whatsoever. So I put in my job history, I always put that I was the former game warden at Jurassic Park.
I
Every
think you
time.
have told me that story before, but that's oh man, I did not remember that. That's
Yeah,
great.
and
Yeah.
I put that my start date was like in '94 after, because obviously Muldoon's dead, so I can't like.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great.
And they asked me, "Why did you quit your job?" Like, did you see the fucking movie? The dinosaurs overran the island.
They're just down there, a little island off Costa Rica. Like that's why I'm here in Ohio. I had to get away.
I had to split, man. I was his assistant. Like, they gave me the title, but then like the park shut down. Like, All right, enough of this tomfoolery. The John Williams Award for Best Use of Music in the Movie. It's the Jurassic Park theme.
It is, and specifically two parts. Really like the scene where they see the brachiosaurus for the first time, and then the theme plays. But I honestly like the theme better at the end when they're getting onto the helicopter.
So do I.
And then like it plays. Yeah, when they see the condors and everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that.
Man, how awesome of a composer are you that you can make this score, which would probably be most conductors, it would easily sit in their top 2 or 3, and it's probably like fucking his 8th or 9th best score.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, he had Jaws, E.T., Indiana Jones,
Star
Wars, obviously.
Superman.
Yeah. Superman.
Home Alone.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
Yeah. The man was, I don't think, looking through John Williams' like discography, his credits, I don't think that there's a score of his that I dislike. There's a couple of them that are of movies that I don't necessarily like, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the music. He's excellent.
I think that when he passes away, that they should just rename the Oscar for like the John Williams Best Original Score Academy Award. You might as well fucking do it.
Agreed.
I mean, he's got as many Oscars as like some people have been alive.
Mm-hmm. I think he's. I want to say he's number 2 behind Walt Disney. I don't remember. Right. I know that there's a list of like the most wins, and Walt Disney and him are on the list, but I don't remember where they're at.
I'm looking it up right now. Walt Disney has 22.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's number 1. And John Williams.
Oh, he only has 5 Academy Awards out of 54 nominations.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
But 54 nominations? Like, that's crazy. I think that's the most anybody's been nominated, at least.
Yeah, I think the Academy Awards, I think we're getting ready to come up on... Hang on, I just seen the... I'm looking up Sinners real quick because that'll take me to the how many Academy Awards we've had. Yeah, he's got 54 out of the 98th Academy Awards is coming up next month.
So out of essentially half of the Academy Awards, he's been nominated every time.
More than half.
Yeah. Yeah, I was rounding down.
Fucking legend, man.
Yeah.
Keep one performer, recast the rest with Muppets. Might be a little hard to do this one considering that they're animatronic Muppet-esque type I guess propsness, but I went with Jeff Goldblum. Keep him and have the rest of them.
Okay, I had an interesting take on this specifically for this movie. All of the humans are Muppets, and the rest are animatronic dinosaurs, or vice versa. All of the dinosaurs are Muppets, but all the humans are real. I thought that would have been, either way, would have been great.
That would have really been hilarious when that Dilophosaurus gets in the Nedry's vehicle. It's just like a fucking a cloth puppet just shaking and spitting shit at him. Although it would have been just as funny to see that shit getting a Muppet's face.
See, at that point, it is a Gremlins movie.
Pretty much. The Rob Gordon top 5, does this movie or actor, basically does this category crack the Rob Gordon from High Fidelity's top 5? Going with a tough one right off the bat, Steven Spielberg.
Hmm. Okay. Jaws, Schindler's List. Hmm, Saving Private Ryan's good. E.T. Jurassic Park has to be at least in the top 5.
Wow, I left off one that I'm super shocked that you left off. I would say
What
it'd
was the one I
be
left off?
I would say it would be Jaws,
Yeah.
Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Hmm.
E.T.,
Yeah.
Schindler's List, because it was, obviously it's a very
Yeah.
like landmark film. Well,
Yeah.
then you've got Jurassic Park, you've got Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I was more shocked you left off Raiders.
Oh, I said Indiana
Oh,
Jones.
you said
I
Indian.
did.
Okay, I didn't know which one you meant, but
Yeah. Raiders. Yeah.
I would say
Raiders.
Jurassic Park.
I would say Jurassic Park over Close Encounters, and I would even put it above ET. I know ET was big at the time, but as the years have gone on, I think that Jurassic Park has more staying power.
If you think about it, he had at least one like landmark film, actually two of like 3 decades. Because I mean, in the 70s, I would say it was Jaws and Close Encounters, then
Yeah.
Raiders and E.T. in the 80s, and then he had Schindler's List and Jurassic Park in the 90s. I mean, those are
Yeah.
3 decades of like having like some of the most seminal movies of those decades.
Yeah.
That's why I would say I'd put Jurassic
That's
Park on
crazy.
there, because it's
Yeah. Jurassic. It is. It just defined the movies of that decade.
right.
I mean, without Jurassic Park, we wouldn't have movies like, we wouldn't have Pixar, essentially.
Right. And
Yeah.
yeah, we wouldn't have, also to the detriment of movies, it might be because it kind of pretty much invents CGI, but now everybody's relying on CGI. So
Yeah.
um I had 90s movies. The top 5 movies of the entire
100%.
90s. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's hard listing a entire list of 90s movies without mentioning Jurassic Park. You just
Right.
can't do it.
Um I had John Williams scores, but we already decided that's not in there. Summer blockbusters, which we did do an episode.
Hey, we're still cranking them out, even though we're nearing the end.
Right. Yeah, I think this, well, ooh. Summer blockbusters. Top 5. That's a tough list to crack, because that's Star Wars.
Now, yeah, Jaws. I think that if we're gonna pick a Spielberg movie to be a summer blockbuster, Jaws makes the cut over Jurassic Park, only because people did not go to the beach that year
Right.
because of Jaws.
Mhm. Yeah. Um, yeah, you got Star Wars, you got Jaws. Those are like kind of the movies that set the table.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. I don't I don't know, man, because it's like, because E.T. came out in the summer. That was a huge, huge movie.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, quintessentially, the 80s and 90s were the blockbuster year. They even had a video store named after Blockbuster.
right. I can't really think of like 3 other ones that I could put into the list. So I would probably say, yeah, even though I'm sure as soon as I sit down after we're
Okay.
done,
It might get bumped, but even so, I would say at the very least, it's on the outside looking in.
yeah, it made our Hall of Fame, so it's definitely in the top 10.
Yeah.
So,
Yes. Yeah.
and then my last one is years by a director, actor, actress. Like that's basically like an incredible year by like an actor, an actress, or a filmmaker.
Mhm.
So I mean, 93, he had Schindler's List and Jurassic Park. He had the #1 movie at the box office, and he had the Oscar winner for Best Picture. And he won Best
Yeah.
Director. I would say, yeah. Like I know I always go back to Jim Carrey's 94 when he had Dumb and Dumber, The Mask, and
Yeah.
Ace Ventura in a year, and each one got progressively bigger as the year went on.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx, I forget what year it was off the top of my head, but he was nominated for 2 Academy Awards in the same year. He was Best Actor for Ray and Best Supporting Actor for Collateral.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know I'm probably missing some folks, but I would say yes.
I would say yes
By
as
a
well.
director, there's nobody it's
Mhm.
been better. But yeah, I would
Right.
say for sure top 5 in that one.
Right.
Last category, the Brotato score. What do you give this out of 5?
Oh, this is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm completely biased. Gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Yeah, definitely a 5 out of 5 for me too. This is one of the movies that I mean loved as a kid, still holds up incredibly well. It's kind of one of the movies that is the definition of this podcast. You see it on TV, you're probably going to stop and watch at least a couple minutes of it. Might make you late for an
Yeah.
appointment. But yeah,
Heck, I'm probably gonna watch a few minutes of it after this podcast.
Right.
So yeah.
But yeah, definite 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good one. I'm glad you guys and gals stuck around for this one. Hopefully this one doesn't get taken off by our podcast host. I'm not using any movie music to edit this. All original stuff.
Do you want me to do a horrible rendition of the Jurassic Park theme? Like, do you want me to like hum it?
So yeah, listen to this now because it's going to get taken off for sure. That's going to wrap it up for this week, guys and gals. Be sure to give us a follow on our social medias. Those links are in the show description below. If you have a brief moment, please, 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 if you haven't done so, leave us a 5-star review. That helps us get a little notoriety, gets us discovered in those search results. And it also lets us know whether we're doing a good job or not. So please take a brief moment, leave us a 5-star review on Apple. You can also leave us a 5-star review on Spotify. So if you got a moment, please do so. So until next week, we will talk to you guys and gals later.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.